What's in that box, Master Maker?
I'm looking for things to stick on Tiffany's bottom.
What have you got there? Flammable liquid.
She could have a
Judge
Dredd badge.
Tron.
Vauxhall badge.
Vauxhall badge. I think she should have a My Other Car's a Batmobile.
I've got that on the back of the Akira bike.
Have you? Well, you got a lot of things on the Akira bike.
That's true.
That box, what is it full of? I reckon there'll be some transfers for Airfix Spitfire in there, probably.
Simply Smart.
Simply Smart, no.
Cleaning Tiffany off, but unfortunately, she's got her first tattoo. Mean badass robot tattoo. Hi, welcome to Podpastudios. I'm Master Maker.
And I'm Mrs. Breaker. And we're sitting here in our new
workshops.
Reworked workshop, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we had the kind of workshop before, but it was a little bit leaky.
Grotty, leafy,
lots
of
windy,
holes and
cold.
Wind, and we've just enclosed it a bit and cleaned
Well, we've just tied it up, painted it, and made it a proper space. So we can do you can do a lot more welding, and you can get big sheets of material in here to work with. And then we got this space behind us, which was where we had everything stored, which just looks seriously cool now because it don't fall off the stool.
I'm not used to this.
You're not used to
I was just looking at that because we've got to talk about that.
CNC machine.
CNC machine.
We've actually got it out at last and working. I mean, well, I say working, but to be honest, I've just got to get it working. It does work, it's just using some very odd software, which I've got to get my head around. But it means it opens up new possibilities, that's all, because obviously we've got the space here now.
And this was really for Open Studios, which is going to be the 17th, 18th, 24th and 25th of September, and it's a free event.
Do we need to kind of explain what Open Studios is? Because
it's where all loads of local artists all get together and agree to open their studios on a certain day, and you can go and buy their work. It's free to go to the studios. You can see where they work, how they work. And though we didn't really consider ourselves local artists at the time,
we're kind of more of a commercial business, so we didn't know whether we kind of fitted into that kind of.
Yeah, but we
whatever
make
you call it.
sculptures with all the bits that are left over from the vehicles when we build something big. We have a lot of leftovers, so we make sculptures from them.
They're like little garden sculptures, aren't they? And they're just they're made out of exhaust pipes and stuff like that, and people seem to love them. So we just thought we'd make a sculpture trail out of the sculptures.
We collaborated with a lady up the road, an artist who does illustrations, children's colouring in books. They're really, really cool. So she's allowed us to work with her so that we're both working together.
Well, her kind of back garden backs onto our back garden. So we're going to create this kind of route where you come through, like a sculpture trail, which will be really, really cool. And then, of course, it ends with you can come in and see the workshops and you can see the Batmobiles and the droids, and you can even see
Tall Tales and Sculpture Trails, which is really cool because that's her stories and our sculptures.
It's going to be really good.
People can come and they can see where we work and how we work.
Yeah.
So there's not much local parking, so if you do come, can you please use public transport? Give us a message if you've got a problem. We can answer any questions you have.
You probably can't quite hear that on the microphones, but the foxes are running around on the roof.
On top of the
They run around on the roof. They've got big feet. We need to train them to walk quietly when we're recording.
Really scary.
Maybe we need an on-air light. On air that says, "Fox, do not run across roof when..."
On air, no foxes bleed.
Anyway, sorry.
I think the pigeons do as well. The really fat ones. They go clump, clump, clump.
For some reason, the pigeons in Swindon are like enormous. They're bigger than the foxes.
Yeah.
But that's probably why the foxes are so big, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
What else? Comic-Cons.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Bath.
Bristol.
Really cool. Organised by UK Comic-Con and Gaming Festivals.
And we got the chance to take Vikki out and K9, which was really nice because, to be honest, they've been stuck in the workshop for a while because they needed new batteries, they needed a bit of a workover. Vikki's had some new servos, very expensive servos, which actually, from the weekend, didn't blow up.
No, and that was really cool.
So it was really good.
She kept going the whole time, and
really,
the floor
really
was nice and shiny, so she went really fast, and all the Daleks were dancing, so we show a bit of that.
That was really good fun.
Bath was really cool because we took
the droids.
The droids again, and we had loads of Disco
Emmy we had,
on,
yeah.
So it went down really well, and we're really, really looking forward to Gloucester, which is on the 1st, and Exeter, which is on the 16th and 17th, I think, of October.
Yep.
And at Exeter, it's Bat stuff.
We're going to do a DC thing, big DC thing, with combining with another group called Angel Effects.
Yeah.
So that should be really exciting, that one.
So remember to support your local events because, everything is going to get a little bit tight, I think, this winter. So more support you can give, the better. People love going to these events. It's a really safe space.
We also
for
had quite a
people.
few comments about what we did with the workshop because we solarised it.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I don't know whether that's a
Maybe
proper
in the
term,
future
when you
we should
solarise it. So basically we did a thing where the lighting you're seeing now is solar powered.
Yeah.
And we're kind of completely off grid with it, so it's really good. So
yeah, I think we'll probably talk to people about that when they come, because
Yeah.
people will notice all the solar kit.
They were quite interested in it.
Maybe we should do a little vid on that in the future.
They might do.
Maybe.
They might do, yeah.
So anyway, I think now we can have some updates on the T-1.
So we're going to try and manoeuvre Tiffany out of her cage. This is either going to work brilliantly or be disastrous. Might have to give her a helping hand here. Are you all right, dear? So we have Tiffany out and about now. She's all bolted together. She's got all the bits and pieces on. We've still got a lot of work to do with weathering, and there's a few little bits and pieces to do, but there's a few demos now. So we've got her rotation really nice now. This is all programmed in. Remember, as I said before, we weren't going to go 360. It's silly. Got our guns. I can't show you them spinning up at the moment, but they are kind of open and close. Got all her head movement, which is actually my favourite bit because it's so fluid, it's so smooth, it's brilliant. And then we've got obviously lower section. Upper section. And then obviously we can combine both of those together. So in our highest position. And then with our guns fully out, it gives you an idea of how tall she is. She hasn't got a rear track on at the moment. But it is still kind of quite imposing. And then we drop her down a little bit. Bring our guns in. And obviously all that is then combined with, yeah, she hasn't got her third track on, so I've got to be really, I don't think she would fall backwards, but I am conscious that there is a lot of weight when she is fully back. So I'm just going to take it easy with the movement, because what I don't want to be doing is repainting her. I did think about automating some of these processes, you know, with the head, because there's a lot to do here. I've got buttons everywhere and I've got to do everything. Obviously I can control the guns here, but then I can probably, you know, get the movement in the head as I'm doing this, but then there's only a certain amount that you can do at any one time. So I suppose I've just got to practice with how I drive her, and then I haven't really programmed any logic triggers into here yet. I've played around with the tracks, as I mentioned before, with the turning circle. At the moment it's easy to turn because obviously I can just turn on the, I can just use kind of tank turning. So that's all fairly straightforward with the tank turning. So she's complete now. I've actually got the third track on now. Now earlier you saw me spinning her around tank steering style. What I've tried to do now, and this is where I've been tweaking with the programs on the FR Sky Radio, the X20. This is really interesting. There is a slight weight transfer to the rear track. I didn't anticipate this, but what that is doing is acting like a rudder on a boat. Now, obviously, a rudder on a boat is no good if it's out of the water. The more in the water it is, the more turning effect you get. And this is really, really interesting. So when I move her forward now, I'm actually going to turn the rear track now. I'm going to come around this side. I'm going to turn the rear track to bring her round pretty much straight. And I'm going to go round like that. So all I've done is turn the back. Now, as you can see now, I'm going to turn the rear track a bit more. Look at the turning effect I'm getting. Now, I am getting twisting on the rear track, if you notice, but I can offset that with how I turn it. This will bring it towards the camera now. And then I'll come back the other way. It's a bit slower. But the other thing that you notice is the bouncing is not as severe. Obviously, with just the two tracks, we're getting a lot of pitching and a lot of bouncing. The minute that third track is on, even though it looks pretty horrible, it adds a stability that I didn't expect. What I am going to have to sort out, though, is if you notice, you can't really see it here, I am getting some movement like this in it, and I have no idea why. I don't know why that's happening. I don't know whether it's a problem or not. Let me see now. Let's go back the other way, and I'll make it a little bit more extreme. Bring it back towards you. You can see it there now. Oh no, it's not too bad. Maybe it's just my imagination. But there's no question. You keep losing that hose off, don't you? Yeah, I know. So there's no question that runs. That runs far smoother with all three tracks. No, absolutely no question. She's hilarious. She got creaks. You couldn't design this stuff in if you tried. I love the creaks and the...
What is she like with all the squeaking, grunting? She's like a middle-aged woman every time she gets up. Oof! You know, as if you haven't got one of them to manage already. You've made one.
She's brilliant though. She's really, really good. I didn't anticipate all those noises and those creaks, and that's what's really, really cool about it. I mean, she needs weathering.
Yeah.
She needs all that bit doing on it, and
This
of course,
is the hard bit.
Well, it's a bit contentious as well because people say that we should have bullet holes all over and she should be covered in rust and dirt, but I don't think she should. I don't think she should because she was designed to guard the factories, the Skynet factories.
Right.
And of course, they were kind of pristine. So yeah, she will have oil streaks and robotic kind of stuff on her, but
Why is she called a battle droid then? She's
idea.
more like a doorman.
yeah, she's a bit like a bouncer.
Like a
Tiffany the
bouncer.
bouncer. I mean, let's face it, she's pretty useless as a robot. Anyway, I mean, the cable management is appalling. It's
just like the Borg.
Just like the Borg, all these wires everywhere. It's meant to be these high-tech things that can defend the universe, and all Arnold Schwarzenegger does is come along and pull the motor out and it stops working. So, yeah. But no, they did actually address that. I think it was Terminator Salvation.
Right.
Where they became battle tanks, so they had all the armour on them.
Okay.
And they were rusty and they were dirty and they actually went out in the field into the sewers and stuff like that. But that's not the model Tiffany is.
She's not going to go down our sewers, is she?
She wouldn't fit.
She just fits out in the workshop.
I'd love to see Dinah Rod remove one of those from the sewer. That'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? Yeah. Anyway, so
that's it for this week, really.
Yeah.
Look
Open
forward
Studios?
to seeing you at Open Studios 17th, 18th, 24th, 25th of September. See you soon.
Yeah.
And don't forget to hit the bell. Bing! And see you later. Bye.
we will buy a bell one day.
I get my own bell.
You will get a bell. I could make a bell on Tiffany.
Oh, yeah. Like a service bell at a hotel restaurant. Ba-bing, ba-bing, bing.
Bye.